Terebelo Distillery Studio. It's been a while, but we're finally back. Today's topic is the water source that goes into your bourbon. There's three times you add water to your bourbon. The mash, when you're boiling or heating up the corn, rye, barley, whatever grain you're using to make a liquid, to liquefy it for fermentation. The second step will be after distilled, after it goes through your distillery comes out condensed, put it through the worm, the chiller comes out liquid. You want to cut it down a little bit to cool it off. You don't have to, but you generally very likely will want to do that. Put it into the barrel, then you proof it. So the water source the importance of it cannot be overstated. It adds obviously a huge taste. Just think about it in your kitchen when you bake a cake or when you take a shower and how, you know, some feel like you cleaned you and some just don't. Different countries, obviously, hard water, soft water. And then we'll give you the third one is smell. You ever went to a place and it smells like egg water? So all these three elements come to play when you make your whiskey. Uh, let's say limestone in Kentucky gives you a specific viscosity and then a tartness to it. Think about your shower with a harder water. New York, it's a softer water. It's a sweeter water. That's why New York bourbon is sweeter. But now let's go into the initial stage, the mash. We skip that one for a moment, but that's really your baking process. Ever try to bake with a rougher water than another one didn't rise properly? Well, that will happen in your mash too, and it will obviously have a tremendous effect. So all three steps, you will need to have the right water to produce the best tasting whiskey. The mash, you want to make sure the water is the right water for your corn, your rye, or your barley. There is a element or a school of thought that says, hey, if your corn grew in New York, use New York water, it will blend better. Similar to when two rivers mix or meet, they don't always mix for a while. You don't want to have that crash with the water or what's in the corn and the water, the locally sourced water. When you distill and it comes out, when you add that water, that will have an effect similar to when you take a shower, that smell, that harshness or the smell, it rubs right off of you in the shower. So too over here, it just comes to a broad end, or the smell of an egg water, even if it mixes well and you feel clean. So those are your three elements of water, the three different types, and obviously the sweetness of it will be very important. In New York, it doesn't have the limestone, the harshness to it, so obviously you don't have that in the water, and it will be sweeter, softer finish. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe.